Going live on Thursday night. Let's see how many people show up. If you're watching this for the first time, my name is Jonathan Lewis. I am a psychic medium, and this is my YouTube channel where I go live once in a while to answer questions regarding anything with metaphysics, as well as a possible reading, which I promised I'd be doing tonight. So far, we've got nobody. Hey, Rach, you're the first one in. Hello. I don't know why it takes so long to click in like that. I just got done talking to myself for about a minute and a half. So hope everybody's doing well. Me. Very funny, Cinda. That's cool. I appreciate you being here. Hey, everybody. So, yep, I promised I would go live on Thursday night. I promised I would do a reading on here, which I'm going to do. If any of you are on TikTok, I just posted a reading with a very lovely lady um, who's a grandmother. Her name is Yaya on TikTok. And it was an example of like starting a reading with one person, but realizing you have the wrong one, and then moving on to somebody else, and then having the reading play out. So it was a kind of a cool example of like spirit led reading in the proper form. If you get a chance, go check that out. If you're on TikTok, if you're not on TikTok, don't worry about it. Hello, Jen Ben. Uh, Dainty Dreamer 44 just got back from the dentist, just on time. Perfect. Hey, Miss Ange. Mama Mandu. Nice to see you too, Jen Ben. See Blondie. Hello from Idaho. Hello. Perfect. So I hope everybody's doing well. Oh, thanks, Wendy. Wendy just said you are so refreshing. Love your lives. That is a really nice compliment. Thank you. Thank you very much. Mm. Yes, I don't even know what to talk about yet. I was today was a weird day. Well, we also just started Mercury retrograde. So anybody that's unaware of that, and if you don't know what that is, go look it up. Just be aware of communication for the next 3 weeks, being a little bit array. It, is a good time to discuss things. Do not put things in stone right now. When Mercury's in retrograde, you do not want to make decisions. You want to take in as much information as you possibly can, kind of revisit everything that you can, redo. Think of all the re's. Okay. So that's Mercury retrograde. Um, Communicate as slowly and as clearly as possible because people will misunderstand what you said. They will say, no, you said this. No, I didn't. I said that. No, you didn't. You said this. That's Mercury in retrograde. Now, imagine trying to run a job site where you're building a house right now and being a Mercury retrograde. It is not fun. It is not fun. Quick story. I've been in the house that I've been building for like the last, I don't know, 15 visits. Walked in, walking around, I take pictures of things that I think are not right or things that need to be, addressed or changed. And I take those pictures. And then when I go back to my office, I kind of go scroll through my phone. I said, oh, yep, that one's this. And then I write right on the picture, hey, fix this, or hey, change that, or cut that out, or, redo this. And I send it to the appropriate subcontractors. Um, for some crazy reason, I have missed every single time I went in there. I have a big island going in the middle of the kitchen, and there's a sink in it. There's going to be a sink in that island. And I don't see one pipe coming out of the floor for that island. And it has to come out now because I have the basement's being finished. So it's gonna have sheetrock ceiling. So I don't know why, but And I wasn't even there when I thought about it. So this is a good example of when your guides kick in or, let you know, like, hey, you're missing something. I was literally sitting in my office and it just hit me like, no kitchen sink. There's no kitchen sink. So I don't know how much, how well that would go over, but I don't think too many people would want a house without a kitchen sink. So I kind of called the plumber up and I said, hey, dude, do you realize there's no kitchen sink? And he goes, no, no, we have the sink over by the window. I go, that's the small sink. That's not the kitchen sink. Kitchen sink's in the island. He's like, oh shit. So thank God we got it right before they sheetrocked. So that was kind of cool. So I was like, thank you. And you can always do that too, by the way. When things pop in your head like that and you think that it's you doing it, I would say most of the time it's you getting a little bit of a push from your guides or maybe possibly a family member on the other side letting you know, like, hey, don't forget, there's a sink in this kitchen. Um, just say thank you. It's kind of cool when that comes through. Yeah, everything but the kitchen sink, mama. It's kind of funny. It was funny, but not funny. It's like, how did I miss that? That's like pathetic. Yeah, big shot builder. Forgot to put a sink in the kitchen. Good to see you too, Jackie. I just want to say, very, very, very cool that you guys are on my YouTube channel. Uh, I've been told to start this quite a few times, and I just kept pushing it off. But I'm kind of liking it over here. The energy's good. Well, I'm glad you caught it too, Miss Jenna Oana. Jenna, what? Jenna Ona. Jenna Ona. I'm glad you're here too. I'm sorry if I screw people's names up. Ah, not the best at reading names. And I had this on my calendar too, because I remember telling everybody the last time I went live, I said, I'll be live on Thursday night. I'll do it at 9 o'clock. And then I forgot about it. And then I remembered again. I was like, you better write this down. So let's do this. Let's do this. I promised I would do a reading on here tonight. So I'm going to definitely do that. Okay. So I'll pick somebody randomly when the time comes. But I just want to do it. Of course, I'm a Star Wars fan. Who's that? So I'll do some questions. Okay. And then I will do a reading and then we'll talk a little bit. Yep. That's Yoda. That's cool. Samantha just said hello to everybody. Welcome, Samantha. I'm getting good at blocking people now too. So when we get those like stray trollers, I can block them right out. Mm. Okay, so what do you guys want to talk about? We're live. We're here. It's Thursday night. It is 9:09 on the East Coast. Samantha wants to know how all the snow is. Of all the things you want to talk about, you ask me about the snow. Ugh, I am so sick of it. Way too much snow. I had about 2 feet. I got about 2 feet of snow on that last storm. So that was brutal. And some of you might know that I have a track loader that I keep at the house here, and I use that to clear out all the snow. And I still had to shovel a ton of snow because I have two big walkways, so I had to shovel all that. And thank God the track loader started. I was very happy. Oh, you saw the path I dug? Yeah, it was crazy, right? That's like 2 feet of snow. I was like, and I have two sons. I'm not going to say another word. Okay, to be fair, one son works like 24 hours a day, so he wasn't around, and my other son was sick. So, and I love them both. Mary Demers, 1684. Anything positive you can throw out for the world? Oh boy, we could use it, right? We could use a little positive. You know, let's keep it real though. I'm all into the positive energy and keeping things in a certain place, and not allowing the negative in because it really does eat away at you, the negativity when it gets in. But, I always talk about being human first, right? Spirituality is a great thing. I love my job. I love doing what I do, but being human is what I'm here to be, and I kinda put that first. So I have human emotions and human responses to things just like you do, just like everybody else. And right now, I don't feel the positive around the world. That's the sad part. I don't. I wish I did, but I'm not feeling it. So it's up to you guys to stay positive in your own energy, right? Perfect. Chrissy just says, how do you get the negativity out? I don't allow it in. You know, I don't allow it in. Anybody that knows me knows that 99.9% of the time I'm in a good mood. The world could be collapsing around me, but I'm always going to smile. I'm always going to laugh. I'm always going to have fun. And I'm never going to make somebody feel what I'm going through. Let's put it that way. I will always do my best to stay above all of that. And the way you do that is by recognizing what the negative is out to do. Now, I'm not talking about politics. I am not talking about people, even. I'm talking about energy. So, the negative energy that does exist in this world, it is designed to pull you off balance and it is designed to make you feel like shit. And the second you go off a little bit and you start to spiral, that energy steps right in and kind of takes over. Now, it can't harm you, it can't do anything bad to you, but it does make you feel like crap. And it kind of makes you question everything that you're doing. And it makes you feel like you can't trust your own self when you're doing something. It pulls you down. That's what it's designed to do. So if you know that and you know you're feeling a certain way at any particular moment, and it could be something that happens around you, human stuff. Somebody calls you up and gives you a hard time, puts you in a bad mood. Somebody disappoints you in life, right? We all have those people, right? That disappoint us. And it kind of makes you feel like, wow, I guess I'm not that important, or I guess I'm not that, worthy of whatever that they were supposed to give. So it's the feeling of like, hmm, it's a crappy feeling. And that's designed to pull you off balance. Now, from there, that's when the negative gets in. So call it a kink in the armor. The shields are down for a few minutes and it allows that negativity to sneak its way in. I always consider it to be like a serpent, negativity, just constantly circling. It can't do anything to you if it can't find a way in. But the second we drop our guard and we kind of go, huh, that's when it gets in. Then our job is to be able to recognize when that's happening. So when we know that's happening, we can go like, no, 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 like I'm not letting that happen. And it really is a mindset. You are what you think you are. I'm going to say that again. You are what you think you are. You're in control of that, nobody else. I don't care who talks down to you. I don't care who talks smack to you. I don't care who makes you feel like whatever. Nobody has the power to make you feel anything unless you allow it. So you control all of it. So it is up to you on an individual basis to keep your energy here. And you don't have to do anything crazy for that. You just have to recognize that you're in control of it. What other people say about you or what they do about you does not matter. It's what you feel. And if you let other people dictate how you feel, then you care too much about what they're saying. And that's a problem. So you got to start not giving a shit. Let's start off with that. How's that for positive? Let's stop giving a shit. Okay. Stop giving a shit what everybody else thinks. Take care of you. Make sure you're in a good spot. And then things will fall in place for you. Okay. Uh, yep. Deletsky, what's shaking? Eggs and bacon? You know what? Maybe tonight I'll have eggs and bacon. I haven't had dinner yet. Marie just wrote, hi, I found you. Welcome. I'm glad you found me. It's nice to be found. Uh, let's see. Let's do a couple of questions and then I'm going to do a reading, okay? Because I promised I would do one. Mom Amanda, what are you teasing? I just had pasta with Borsian cheese and cherry tomatoes. Did you bring enough for everybody? Mhm. Did you? Okay. Everybody's cooking right now. Dielecki, oh my gosh, that lady with Caleb was so positive. Yeah, if you didn't see my post on TikTok, she was hysterical. Yaya, I think it was Yaya G7. Her mom came through with, I think her husband. Her mom came through with her husband and somebody else, I think. I'm not sure. It was a good reading. And it's the same saying, readings are as good as the people that you're reading. And by the way, the person I was reading before her had a phenomenal energy. I think her name was Mandy. She had a phenomenal energy. I just wasn't clicking uh, with her loved ones. I wasn't clicking with her posse. It wasn't happening. And rather than keep it going, I was like, nah, this is not happening. Like we need to end this because I don't want to take advantage of somebody's feelings around their family. That's not good to do that. So it's a big no no. So I ended the reading and then I found the person who I was supposed to be reading and we took off from there. And again, I have no problem with that. We always talk about spirit led. Let's just talk about it for a second because that is all we see on TikTok is spirit led readings. And again, my issue with spirit led is only the fact that the information that somebody's giving out before somebody claims it is always very specific and like detailed and it's like insane information. And then as soon as the person claims it, like if they're on a live and there's like 400 people on there, somebody's going to have that information. Somebody's going to be able to put that together and say, "Yeah, I have that." And the funniest thing I think is when somebody doesn't show up. Like they have 400 people, they're giving all this specific information and nobody claims it. I'm like, "Whoa." That's like, that should tell you right there that that's not coming from the right place. But that being said, I digress. Uh if somebody's giving specific detailed information and then somebody claims that and says, "That's my dad," from that point forward, it should be just as detailed. Like, I don't know what happens on TikTok, but, somebody will start off very simply, like, there's a gentleman coming through. He's about 5'8", 5'9". He's got a scar on his face. He worked as a janitor at the school, and he has a classic car, and he's got amazing details, amazing details. Then as soon as somebody claims it, says, "That's my dad," they're like, "Oh, that's your dad? Um, he's really happy to be here today, and he's so proud of everything you're doing." And I'm like, "Whoa. Whoa, 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 stop right there. That's not okay to do that. It should be just as detailed. It should be just as detailed. The information should continue on. That's a true spirit-led reading. That's not what we're seeing on TikTok lately. We're not seeing that at all. So just keep that in mind. Detailed? Detailed, not detailed and then general. It should stay detailed. I love, it's great to have feelings and emotions come through and all that kind of stuff, but that's not a reading. Feelings and emotions are not a reading. Facts are readings. Facts are the things that get you to where you need to go. Facts are the things that move you around in a reading. So it's very important to pay attention. And I feel like I have to do more of this public so-called service, like a public service of actually training people how to go have a reading or how to watch somebody that reads because it's just out of control. Yeah, there's a lot of fakes out there, Monique. There's a lot of fakes out there. They talk the philosophy, they talk, blah, 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 and then they get the person on there, or they won't read. That's the other thing too. That's why keep an eye on that too, guys. Please, if you're watching somebody that does this work or talks about it constantly, and they're posting like 3 or 4 times a day, talking about the philosophy of the work and picking on other people that read, like, this person said this, but that's not true, and this person said that, and you don't have to do that. You could do it this way. I'm like, okay, back that up. Put up a post of you reading or something. Show that you can do the work. Nobody's doing that. There's only a few people that do that. Everybody else just and then they're not giving us any information. So exactly, Mama Amanda. I don't know understand why people don't watch someone before they try and get a reading. Exactly, you have to watch them read. The problem is a lot of people don't read. They just talk about the work, and then they say, "I'm also a mentor," or "I'm also a teacher," and then everybody goes, "Oh my god, they're a teacher. They must know what they're doing." Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Just saying you're a teacher and a mentor doesn't mean anything to me. because I don't know where you got your certificate from, but I don't know why they even talk about that. You know, come take my course and get a certificate. Like, what does that mean? Who's saying that certificate's worth anything? So remember, there's a snake oil salesman in every freaking profession. This happens to be one that's can take advantage of people when they're grieving. That's the downside. So people will do things that they normally wouldn't do because they're grieving. So that's that. Okay, let's do one more question. Uh, do. Okay, Rach ASMR. How do we tell what's a download or intuition, and what's our own thoughts and opinions? Okay, that's a mixed bag right there. So when we talk about downloads, those are kind of the same thing. So downloads and intuition are kind of the same thing. So when we talk about our intuition, it's something that makes us feel like, oh, I'm getting this feeling around something, but that could be a download as well. So it's not a download as in clairvoyance, which is like seeing something, or clairaudience, but if you're feeling something, intuition, clairsentience, those are the things that lean towards spirituality and using your sixth sense as opposed to your human side. Opinion would be the thing that's the opposite of those two. Okay. So your logic, like if you're ever talking to somebody that does the work and they're giving you information, the next question would be like, well, is that your opinion or is that what you're downloading? Is that what you're getting as a download? And it took me a while. Sometimes I always say like, well, what's the difference? It's coming from me. It's like I get downloads, I get opinions that are based on downloads, but there is a distinct difference because based on my own experiences in life, my programming, what I've been through, I'm going to have an opinion about certain things. And sometimes I need to put that opinion aside and get information around it. So when I'm reading somebody, it's always going to be intuitive. It's always going to be a download. It's never going to be my opinion because I could read somebody that I hate. Like in person, I would hate this person. Like I don't like who they are, what they stand for. But when it comes to doing what I do, I'll get just as good information for that person as I would somebody that I really like or care about because it's not about my opinion or what I like. It's about getting accuracy around the information. Okay. So I know it's hard to decide what is your actual thoughts and what is a download for you. The the simplest answer would be go with the first feeling you're getting. That's when our intuition kicks in. So the first gut wrenching, like, oh, that would be your intuition. Because what happens with the oh is that works its way up to your brain. And then when it gets up to your brain, you're going like, well, wait a minute, maybe that's not so good. Maybe that's not a good idea, because hmm, that doesn't really add up. No, maybe I shouldn't do it. And then your guides and family on the other side are going like, "Ay, manaj," if you're Italian, you know what that means. But it's like pay attention to the intuition, the first gut feeling. That's natural. That is like organic. That is not you putting your thoughts or your opinion on something. Okay. So go with the first thought, go with the first feeling. One plus one in this world has to equal two, but it could equal seven when it comes to metaphysics. We just have to recognize that we're supposed to go to seven. And then when we go to seven and we look back, we'll say, wow, if I didn't pay attention to what they were showing me, this never would have happened for me. So it's putting the logic aside and trusting what's coming through for you. Okay. Um, just remember, Rach, the second you start going over it two or three times, for perfect example for everybody that's watching, people that throw their own tarot cards. Now, I don't want anybody to say you do or not. Don't say anything. But if you've ever thrown your own cards of any kind, I don't care if they're like, Spanish deck cards or regular traditional tarot cards or the million other type of cards that are out there. But if you throw your own, you're not going to sit here and tell me that when you got an answer you didn't like, you didn't rethrow them. There's not a person on this planet that doesn't do that. It's like you throw the cards and you go, "Oh, well, I don't really like that. Like, you know what? Let's do 2 out of 3. Let's do 2 out of 3." And that's what people do. That's what I'm talking about. You have to go with you have to trust what's coming through. You have to interpret it the right way. And that's the other problem with reading your own cards is it is subject to interpretation. So you could always make something sound good, you know? Well, I got the death card next to the tower card, next to the, um, I don't know, something else negative. The devil card, that's good, right? It's like, no, that's not good. So, I mean, it can be interpreted as good depending on how you look at it, but, um, normally you get those kind of like a throw like that, and you're going like, "Oh, shit," right? And then "Well, let's do 2 out of 3" comes out of your head. So, everybody does it, but it's a perfect example. That's not using your intuition. Now, objectively, if I was throwing cards for somebody and I was throwing cards down, I would say, "Okay, here's what I'm feeling around this, and this," because it's objective. It's not my feeling, it's a feeling that I'm getting. It's got nothing to do with me. So, I'd always suggest don't throw your own cards. Have somebody throw them for you. That's that. Um, Hi, Miss Patty. I like that. I like that. Superman's gal pal. Oh, I like that. Superman's gal pal. I heard it described as your intuition makes a statement, but the ego always questions. That's true. That's very true. Okay, we're up to 86 people. I'm just waiting for it to go a little higher and then I want to do a reading. Okay. So we'll just be a little patient, but we're having fun, right? It's all good. Hey, Stacy. Hey, Kathy. If you're just coming in, welcome. Oh, by the way, if you're on here for the first time, my name is Jonathan Lewis. I am a psychic medium. I like to go live once in a while to answer questions and then do a reading, just to kind of, you know, represent the work a little bit. What's new in Jonathan's life? Not much, Roxy. Not Rox. Just working. Work, eat, sleep at the moment. My son's getting married in June, so that's cool. I'll be going to the wedding. Are you guys? Somebody just wrote, "Are they frozen?" Okay, we're not frozen. Okay, cool. Kathy, no, I am not doing any music right now. I haven't done any in a while. I haven't had the nudge, No nudge for music, but we'll see what happens. Mary, Mary Zinger, glad you're invited to the wedding. Yeah, me too. Oh, you know what? While we're on here, let me just take a couple seconds to, plug my Zoom group. So I have a Zoom group coming up on March 12th. There's still only 2 seats taken. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. There's still only 2 seats taken. That's it. 2. It's a 10-person Zoom group, and it's on March 12th. It's on a Thursday night. I think it's 8 to 11. It's 3 hours minimum. Okay, just straight mediumship. If you want, you can go on here. I actually put the Stand Store link first now. So if you go onto my bio here, you'll see the Stand Store link. Just click on that and you can get a seat for that. Okay. Also, I put up live events for September. I haven't really talked about them anywhere else yet. I just talk about them here on YouTube a little bit, and I talked about them on TikTok. But I will be mailing out my mailing list at the end of March. So if you're thinking about wanting to, go to a live event, I'm doing one in Long Island. I'm doing one in New Jersey, in the Meadowlands, and Wilkes-Barre in Pennsylvania, and I think we have Baltimore in Maryland, Baltimore, Maryland. That's all in September. So those are the only 4 I have up so far. And I haven't done a live event in probably shit 10 years, 11 years. I've done some small groups here and there, but live groups, but I haven't done it like an event like that. It's only 60 people. It's small. It's not that big. Don't worry, Mom Amanda, you get your reading no matter what." She just wrote, "Okay, okay, wow, wish you success. I'm fine with the spots not filling up so I can get mine. You'll get yours, don't worry." Where in Wilkes-Barre? I don't know, it's in Wilkes-Barre. It's gonna be at a hotel. I mean, I always do hotels, so it's a hotel in Wilkes-Barre. If you just go check it out. Just go to my Stan Store, it'll give you all the information there. It'll give you the hotel name and everything. Uh, I couldn't find it on your page? Monique. If you go to the Stan Store link, not on my website. It's not on my website. That's what's gonna happen after March. It'll be on my website, but I don't have it on my website. Right now, it's only on the Stan Store, which is only posted here and on my TikTok page. That's it. Those are the only people that have access to it. That's why I'm saying if you're thinking of, like, maybe doing something like that in September, get your seat now. The Zoom group is 8 to 11 PM. Beck, I just asked. You wouldn't get me to do one at 8 in the morning on a Thursday. Uh, yeah, Briz like, "Come to South Carolina, come to California." I will. I'll add those dates in. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. Jen Ben, are nerves a thing for you in live events? Seems like probably not. No, not even a little bit. I don't get nervous. I used to get nervous when I first started. Um, used to get nervous a lot when I first started doing this. Now I don't care anymore. It's like if my guy want me to go look stupid, they'll make me look stupid. There's nothing I can do about it. So I just kind of give into the process and go do my job and that's it. But that's that's also a testament to time and patience, right? Learning your craft, being good at it. The first time I got on a backhoe, if you don't know what a backhoe is, it's a heavy machinery with a big bucket in the back. And the guys dig. And we used to have a dynahoe, which used to have like they didn't have now they have the handles. When I was a kid, they only had the it was like four like balls on top of like on rods, and you would just move those around. And you had to move like all these different things. My hands were small, but back then I was like a kid. I was like, I couldn't get my fingers where they needed to go, and it was not fun to watch. And I used to get really nervous on that thing. As I got older, I got much better on it, and I didn't care anymore. It's like, I don't care who's around, I don't care who's watching, but when you first started learning how to use a backhoe as a kid on a construction site, everybody's watching, I remember a really quick story. When I was about 13 or 14 years old, my father put me in the back of a house. We were doing a subdivision. It was like 20 houses, and I was in the backyard, and we had to dig out for a window well, in the basement, and my father said to me, he goes, "Listen, you gotta dig out this window well." He goes, "Be very careful. Don't break the window because there was a window right above it." I said, "Don't worry, Dad, I got this. It's no big deal. It's like a little trench. I'll dig it." So I'd like bring the bucket over and I like took some dirt out and then I brought the to the left and dropped the dirt again. Then I went back to the right, took out a little more dirt, pulled that pinky finger all the way to the left, and then dumped the dirt over there, then pushed it all the way back. Well, when I went back for the third time, I forgot to take my pinky off of that one. And the bucket just kept going, and it went right through the whole window of the house. And then I panicked and then pulled the lever back to pull it out, and it yanked the entire window out of the house. Not only that, but in the moment that it was happening, there was a spackler on stilts in that room, and I scared the living Jesus out of him, and he fell off the stilts and fell on the ground, and his spackle went absolutely everywhere. It was an absolute nightmare, and I didn't have anything to say to my father. I just went like, "Oh, oh well, shit happens, right?" And he just had that look on his face. And then about an hour later, my cousin pulled up, who was really good on the backhoe, by the way, and he was 3 years older than me. And my cousin pulled up, and I'm just sitting there like looking at the ground, like all like like not in a good mood, whatever. And my cousin's like, "What's going on? What's the matter?" And then my father goes, "Master mechanic over here just put the backhoe through the window." So that was not a good moment for me. But as I got older, I got much better on it, so that's good. Anyway, short message. I mean, short story. Oh, man. Yeah, we had a lot of fun growing up. We used to work on the job sites all the time, so it was cool. Now I talk to dead people, go figure. Hey, happy hour helpers. I got a ton of stories, mama. Got a ton of stories on the construction site. Forget about it. Forget about it. All right, here's what we're gonna do. I wanna let's do a reading, okay? Let's do a reading. So what I want you guys to do, I'm taking my glasses off so you guys know when I have my glasses off, I can't see anything, okay? I'm like blind as a bat. I don't know why. Maybe because of my age, but I can't see anything. So what I'm gonna do is ask you to write down who you want to connect with, not the name. You don't have to do it yet. I'm not looking. Not the name, no other in details or information. Just write mother, father, son, uncle, old boyfriend, whatever. Just put down who you want to connect with. I kind of let my guides pick who it is. I just scroll until I feel like this one, then I will pick that person. Now, some of you might be saying, like, well, if your guides pick them and you scroll and you pick the ones your guides tell you to, why do you always get people that are sleeping? Right? Would that be your next question? The answer to that is they want everybody to know how real this is. They want people to see that there's no planted people on the other side of this phone that are waiting for me to pick them to do a reading. They want people to recognize that it is random. And that's why we have people falling asleep all the time. Okay. That's the actual reason. Because I had my own moment of this. Like, what the hell? Like, why do you guys do that? Like, why am I always picking like people that are? I mean, how much of that can I handle? You know, like in one month. You know, it's like shooting my ego down. It's like I can't pick the right people. And they're like, no, it's important for people to see that it's random. So that's why I was like, all right, we could deal with that because it is kind of funny to watch. All right. So before I do this, remember names are important, dates are important, health issues are important, incidents around passing, current events, anything that they can use to come through with to let us know it's them. The information does not have to be about them or you. It's got to make sense for you. It's got to be in your realm, you know, your understanding of things when it comes to your family and connection. They'll use dates to move me around as well. They'll use the names to move me around. I might have the person come through that you're asking for. I might not. You just have to stay really, really open. This is more of a courtesy thing. So if somebody wants to connect with their dad, I will ask very nicely for dad to step forward. But I'm just asking. I can't make them do anything. I might have a dad step forward, but it might not be the dad you're looking for. So remember, dad is father, grandfather, uncle, older male. Okay. Same thing with mother, mother, grandmother, aunt, but it's got to be older or connection. Otherwise, it would be on your level, which would be like a sister, a cousin, sister in law, a girlfriend, or it would be somebody younger, which we know what that is, okay? But again, and the goal here is to make the link and the connection to let you know that they're around, they're with you, and they're seeing things. That's the whole point of this part of the reading. This is what I do when I do a private. I do this part first. It's what I call linking. So once I link up with somebody, I can lower my walls and I can get things around personality traits, who they were in life, how they may have done things. They might show me a story connected to the family that you're connected to or not, but you'll understand it or know what it is. They usually only give me information that you either will know or you can look up or find. They're not going to give me something you won't ever find. It's there's no point in it. Okay, there's no point in it. So just stay really, really open. All right, I'm putting my glasses on. Now, when I pick somebody, I'm going to ask everybody that's watching to stop typing. That's key. Um, I'm also going to say the person that I pick, don't panic. Please don't panic. Take your time, write your answer. So when I'm getting something that's coming through and you're validating it, you know, when I say, I don't want to say anything because I don't want to put anything in anybody's head and I don't want to think outside my box. But sometimes a yes or a no is not an answer. Just remember I'm saying that. Sometimes we need a little more detail around it so we know we're in the right spot. Okay. I will do my best to make that link and connection. Your job is to validate it. Okay. All right. Let's do it. So just write it wherever you want. We got it already. Okay. Bamboo Girl 157. So I just need Bamboo Girl 157 to write yes. Bamboo Girl 157, because yes, I forget the names. Everybody else stop typing for a second. I just need Bamboo Girl 157 to write back yes in capital letters. And Bamboo Girl, if you could, everything you reply with, if you could do it in capital letters as well, that'd be great. If you can't, don't worry about it. Okay, she just wrote yes. Okay. And Bamboo Girl, did you say mom? I already forgot who you said you wanted to connect with. So everybody stop typing. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Bamboo Girl, did you say mom? Yes? Okay. So I just want to write mom. All right, hold on one second. Okay, I'm gonna open up to you. I ask mom to step forward. Okay, I have a mom energy. She wants me to talk about somebody, first of all, this would be more of a current event, meaning like she saw this, so she was there for it. But she's talking about somebody having like an issue around their toe nail, like an infection around the toenail, or somebody had like a swelling around the toenail or the around the edge of the toe. She's making me feel like that either just happened or took place not that long ago, but it is somebody living. It's not around her. But she's making me feel like she saw that. So that's the first thing she's showing me. She's also talking about the 19th of a month having a meaning, but let's slow it down. Let's go. She's talking about somebody having an issue around their toenail. It's not the toe itself. I don't feel like a toe broke. It's like something around the toenail, or it got infected, or there's a reference to like a swelling around the toenail. But she's making me feel like it's somebody living. So we need you to validate that first. No idea about the toe. Okay, just remember I'm talking about it because she's showing it kind of clearer, right? She's making me feel like it feels like it's like it does feel like the big toe, like the big toe being infected. Or okay, what would be the 19th for you? What would be the 19th of a month? If she wanted me to talk about the 19th, birthday or an anniversary, or it could be somebody's current age. If they're 19 years old, I would take that too. But she told me to talk about the 19th of a month having a meaning. Could be a death anniversary, a birthday, a wedding anniversary, or somebody's current age. But she showed me 19 having a meaning around the calendar. I hate to hit people with dates when we're on a chat like this because it's a nightmare. But she got it. Okay, my niece is 19. All right, she just showed me 19 has a meaning. It's just got to make sense. And would that family have the three kids in it? She's talking about the 3 kids. She wants me to talk about the 3 total children. Okay, put me where the 3 are. She's telling me to talk about the 3 total. Now that could be 2 children, 1 miscarriage. It's the 3 total pregnancies. So, and I'm only reading Bamboo Girl right now. We're trying to connect with mom. She's telling me to talk about the 3 total pregnancies, or the 3 total kids. I know it's a lot harder doing it on chat like this, but, uh I have 2 kids, 3 pregnancies, that's it. She showed me, like, 3 pregnancies, that's mom. So, just so you know, that would be their way of also saying they have the energy that didn't make it with them. Because when they showed me former pregnancy, like 3 total pregnancies, and 1 didn't make it, she's got that energy with her, okay? And she's telling me to bring up, she's also waving to the Taurus connected to you living, so end of April, beginning of May birthday. So, April 22nd to, like, May 21st, it's gotta be in there, living, connected to you. She's waving. And this is how I get in. This is my way of like breaking the ice or, piercing the veil. Your daughter, perfect. Okay, so that's mom's way of saying hello to your daughter, and she's also telling me to bring up. Um, she's got an uncle with her. Okay, hold on. She's got an uncle with her that had really bad hygiene. I don't know if that's how it feels to me. Like the guy that always smelled. I don't know how else to put it. The guy had really bad. The guy who had really bad hygiene is with her. Like I don't know. Again, it feels like it's not your dad. It's feeling like an uncle, or an older male, but not directly like around you. It's like on the side. So it's like an uncle. Um, it's not a grandparent. It's definitely like an uncle. But the guy that's passed, connected to her, that had either bad hygiene or did not take care of himself. It's a weird start. Uh, I'm only talking to Bamboo Girl. This is a direct reading. I'm not picking people out of the chat. We already picked somebody, and now I'm trying to connect with her mom. Um, and right now she's highlighting somebody who had really bad hygiene. Who's Steve for you, Bamboo Girl? Who's Steve? If she want me to highlight the name Steve. Mom's uncle always smelled like a pipe. That's fine. That's it. That's my version of it. So mom's uncle, she's telling me she's with the uncle that like smelled funny or like had bad hygiene. That's my interpretation of that. That's fine. Smelled like a pipe. That's perfect. And she's telling me to bring up um, Steve, first name or middle name around Steve, connected to you, like Steven. I could take Stephanie because it's ST also, but it's feeling like Steve. They don't have to be connected to her. Steve's got to be either connected to you or around the family. Steve is my oldest daughter's husband. Perfect. Okay, because I feel like it's outside of family. And mom's also telling me that there's kind of a positive and negative feeling around this. So, did somebody pass on somebody's birthday? Because mom's made me feel like there was a passing on a positive day. So for me, this would give a feeling of something being tainted moving forward as not feeling positive because of what took place on the date. But before that, the date feels positive to me. So she's making me feel like either somebody passed on somebody's birthday or somebody passed on the holiday. But it's feeling like a double edged positive and negative feeling around a passing. Mhm. And if you're watching on here, my name is Jonathan Lewis. I am a psychic medium. I am attempting to read Bamboo Girl 157. Her mom's coming through, and we're just trying to get enough information to know that we have her. Mom promised she would never pass on birthday or holiday. She passed the day after my daughter's birthday. Okay, that's it. I'm feeling like it's something around the birthday, like right there. The fact that it was the day after your daughter's birthday is all I need. She just showed me she's bringing that up because it was a conversation for you. Okay, and she's also telling me to bring up either Elizabeth or Elizabeth. She'd bring up the name Elizabeth, either connected to her or you. Again, first name or middle name around Elizabeth. I'm only reading Bamboo Girl 157. So if anybody else is writing anything, I'm not going to acknowledge it at the moment because I like to do direct readings. So this is specifically for her. My brother's future wife. Okay. Okay. Hold on a second. And why would the fifth of a month be important? She showed me the fifth of a month as well. I have something to add to this, but I want the fifth first. She's telling me the fifth of a month has a meaning, like a birthday or an anniversary on the fifth. Mom passed on the 5th. Okay, that's what I needed. So I just wanted to make sure I have your mom. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. Facts are important. And again, sometimes when it's a story, we might have it a little bit skewed, but it's in the right spot. We know we're talking to mom. Um, your mom's giving me a feeling of kind of knowing everything in life, what was going on, but not necessarily saying anything. So I don't know if she was more reserved around people, and don't answer me yet because I got to figure out what I'm feeling here. Either more reserved around how she would express herself or afraid of what other people would think if she did. So the feeling is mom makes me feel like just because I didn't say anything doesn't mean I didn't know what was going on. Just because I didn't acknowledge what was happening doesn't mean I didn't know what was going on around me or what I should feel around it. So the feeling would be like she either didn't want to make waves or she didn't like the confrontation aspect. Does that make sense around her? And if it doesn't, just say that because that might mean we have a different mom coming in. But the feeling is that because she's kind of making me talk almost quiet, um, kind of pull back a little bit, like doesn't like the confrontation of things. 100%? Okay. So just know, like, I don't when I read, I don't normally talk like this. I'm like, "Well, and I'm like very, very, animated and she's making me feel like, "No, I'm not like that. I'm like this." And she's showing me that, there's things that I feel like if she was sitting in a room and there was 2 people having a conversation, they wouldn't think she was paying attention to them. But your mom makes me feel like she didn't miss a thing. She just didn't say anything. She didn't make issues or problems. She just never said anything. Who's the left-handed bamboo? She wants me to wave to the left-handed person. Not that, she wants you to bring up the fact that somebody's either left-handed. I mean, most people are right-handed, but she's talking about lefties. She wants me to bring up the left-handed person around you. And I feel like they're living also. Okay, you have no idea who's left. Oh, sorry. You have no idea who's left-handed? Okay, hold on a second. Nope, somebody was left-handed. I don't know if here's the feeling. I feel like I have this. I write with my left hand, but I throw with my right hand. So I used to think that was kind of cool. My dad calls me confused. So, it makes it, not as fun. But they're making me feel like that. Like somebody like I throw left-handed, I mean I write left-handed, I eat left-handed, but I throw right-handed, I shovel right-handed. It's weird. But I can do both. I am technically ambidextrous, but I do have a dominant and a recessive side, but it's different. Okay. Yeah, just write it down. I'm feeling like somebody throws with their left or eats with their right. I feel like it's mixed. And also, she wants me to talk about a marriage where somebody married outside their culture. So it's feeling like either somebody's marrying somebody black, like white marrying black, or Asian marrying white. It's like a feeling of like outside of culture, two different people coming together. And it doesn't mean it's the wedding that's coming up, but it's making me feel like around the family there's a mixture, like two people getting married outside of their culture. I could take religion as well. If two people are like drastic different religion, like one Catholic, one Jewish, I could take that. It's a feeling of like two people getting married outside of their culture or religion. And as soon as you answer that, I am Jewish and my ex was German. Perfect. Okay, that'll do it. I don't know how you advocated for her, but I am supposed to say thank you for that. Um, Mom hated that, the fact that she was Jewish and he was German. Okay, that makes sense. Again, no, that's her way of coming through to say that it's her. But she's also telling me, like, I don't know if you advocated for her or um Like, health-wise, did you advocate for her health-wise? I mean, I would think most kids would, so that's kind of random. Hold on a second. She's making me feel like you're a little bit more pushy, if that makes sense. I feel like you're a little bit more pushy. Like, if a doctor said, "You have to do this," she's like, "Alright." She's like, make you made sure that it got done, or you made sure that that was taken care of. That's what she's showing me around your energy and how you did things. So it's feeling like she'd be less, inclined to, advocate for herself, but you would. Okay. As much as I could, Jewish family only values the son. I did push her to see a doc. Okay. I think she's acknowledging you because of the fact that you just said that. They only acknowledge the sons, but she knew what your heart was and what you wanted for her. And I feel like she's acknowledging that for you. And to validate that for you, back it up. Who would have had like a cocker spaniel in the family? Either a cocker spaniel or like a King Charles, or connected to you? Who would have had like a cocker spaniel or a King Charles? She showed me a dog with hanging hair. And that's usually the first place I go. You know what? And if we talk about you outside of that, outside of family, outside of brother, being the one in charge, if I put you in your own situations in your life, could we say you're more pushy with your own stuff for yourself? You're a little bit more forward with it. She's just making me feel like you're not like her. My parents had a cockapoo. That's it. As long as it's got cock in it. Jesus Christ. All right. So, okay. And the Springer Spaniel works as well. But yeah, cockapoo works. I don't do mixed breeds, but they'll show me one side of it. So Cocker Spaniel will be one of it. Okay. Um, uh, Way to go, Lewis. All right. And I just need you to validate what she was making me feel around you. All right, guys. I might have to cut that part out. Welcome to the rated R version. Sometimes I am pushy, but not good at it. Okay. Yeah, but you have a breaking point. You have a breaking point. Like, she didn't have a breaking point. She just internalized everything. Um, and can we say, hey, mom had more than one issue at the same time? If she's showing me more than one issue, I don't feel like there was one particular thing that she was dealing with. She's making me feel like a couple of things, like a couple of things that she was dealing with at the same time, at least two. Yes or no? It's so hard to do this slow. I'm trying to. So obviously, one thing took her, but she's making me feel like she was dealing with two things, two separate things. She stayed in a bad marriage. I left mine. Mom had three different cancers. Okay, that works. Three different ones. If it was the same one, I'd say no, but she had three different ones. That works. She's bringing up the toe again. Remember me saying that, Bamboo Girl? She's bringing up the toe. Something around a toe, like, somebody's toes bothering them, somebody's toes, like, inflamed. That's what it feels like. It's, like, inflamed on the side, like a hangnail. No, like an ingrown toenails happening, or like, and I feel it, like, now. So just remember I'm saying that. The fact that you left your marriage, is probably what she's talking about, and it's probably because it triggered for you. We were talking about earlier about intuition and opinion and what's the difference. So the fact that I said, um, like, you're more pushy than her, you did things a little different, or you would make things happen around certain things she didn't, and right away your intuition said, "Oh, marriage." So that would make sense, okay? Like, you got out of yours, which means you've set the example for now the people under you or younger than you to know that they do not have to be in something that does not work for them. Because your mom could not do that in this lifetime, that would have been something that would have been handed down karmically as a lesson, like, to not be in something that doesn't work for you. If you're not happy, get out. Um, that's just how I feel about stuff like that. If it's not going the way you need it to, shift it, do something different. Teach your children that it's okay to change. It's okay to make changes. You don't have to stay in something that makes you miserable. And that's the lesson you've taught your kids. So bravo. And that's how mom's making me feel. Do you have a connection to Florida too? Bamboo Girl? If mom want me to talk about Florida, your oldest daughter's in Florida. Okay. Or her oldest daughter's in Florida. I'm not sure how to read that, but either way, it works. It's her way of validating what I just said to you about you teaching your kids that you don't have to be in something you're not happy with. Okay. Um, and I'm hearing a name like Devin or Denon. It's like a duh with an N sound in it. I don't have the name. Since divorce, both girls are distant from me. Hmm. And without getting too political around this, would you say that's more cultural than anything else? Because I'm feeling like you did what you needed to do for you, and I'm gonna tell you that you cannot worry about what they're thinking. Oh, I'm so glad we talked about I don't know if you've been on this since the beginning, but the whole thing I was talking about earlier was about not caring what other people think because that can shift and alter what you decide to do for you that's best for you. So the fact that you made this decision and choice sucks that the girls are not seeing it in the way they need to. But I can almost promise you, and I might go on record saying this for you, they're gonna see it at some point. They're gonna recognize it, and they're gonna know why. They just don't know yet. Is one of them wanna work in healthcare? Not sure. Abuse caused broken marriage. My heart is broken. Okay, and I'm sorry for that loss of the marriage, but abuse is abuse, and that's not okay. It's absolutely not okay, and it's unfortunate that it takes, you know, that even with that, people don't understand it. You're not here to serve other people. That's not what we're here for. We're not here to make other people happy. We're here to make sure that we're doing our what we need to do for us, and we can make people happy along the way, but it is about us, and we have to make sure that we're in the right spot. A vet tech, okay, that's it. When anything around healthcare works in Florida, because your mom's telling me to talk about Florida connection. You said oldest daughter, and then they show me like a healthcare connection around that. She's a vet tech. Please trust me when I'm telling you, your daughters will come around at some point. Your job is to not fall backwards. You cannot step back. Don't take the one step forward and then two steps back. You have to hold your ground and know confidently that you're in the right place. If you know confidently you're in the right place, people will shift their energy around you. This is energy 101. If you're feeling wishy-washy about how they're acting around it, then they're going to use that to their advantage. You honestly can't care what they're thinking. I hate to say that, but it's true. You cannot care what they're thinking because that could shift things for you moving forward. And if the lesson for you here was to recognize your value in something and realize that you're not getting value where you were and you needed to shift that and you made that shift, ah, welcome to the rest of your life. Somebody's a closet alcoholic too. Hold on. I am trying hard, mind over matter, and hope they come around before my time is up. Don't even think like that. Think end game. Think end game. I'm letting you know they will come around. Your job's not to care about that until then. You can't care. They know it bothers you. They know people know how to get in energetically with you. So don't care. The less the more you kind of do this, the more they're gonna go like, huh, where's my mom? It's automatic. It's energy 101. But you can't say like, I'm gonna pretend I don't care and then expect them to kind of look for you. They're not gonna do that. You have to literally start focusing on what you need. And this goes for anybody that's in this situation. You have to focus on what you need moving forward. You have to put your energy in the right place for you and kind of cut that path. If you do that, they will fall into the wake of it because they are going to look over their shoulder and they're not going to feel you there. You know, we're tethered to everybody here, right? You always hear about mediums talking about being tethered. You know, oh, well, you got to be tethered to that person for them to come through. So they're tethered to you in this world, in living. So they're going to feel you. They're going to feel what you're feeling. And if you're feeling like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing, you know, they're going to feel that and go, ha, like we've got this. But if they're feeling like from you, like I'm not dealing with this, I've had enough. If you guys don't understand where I'm coming from or you can't see my side of it, that's on you, but I'm done with this. That's the energy you have to have, okay? I promise you that'll work out for you. Ex-husband is an alcoholic. Okay, but daughter feels he is cured is all I can think of. That's that's fine. Ex-husband is an alcoholic. That's all I need. It's a way of mom validating what's happening around you and letting you know that you have her energetically. And I know she's quiet in life, but she's now an energy on the other side. She doesn't have to be that anymore. So I'm going to tell you that she's in your corner. Okay. Remember what I said about the toe. It's going to come up. Something's coming up around a toe. She's doing it again. So I know it's not past tense. It's either current or future. But if it does happen, by all means, go to any post I have on YouTube here and just say, hey, 2 weeks ago, you said this, blah, 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 and it happened with the toe. But it could be a friend of yours. It could be around you, but somebody's going to talk about it like an infected toe or a toe swelling or something like that. Okay. Just remember I'm saying that. Okay. I hope this helped a little bit. Bamboo Girl, I wish you luck with everything moving forward and know that, I know it takes a lot. It takes a lot to make those choices and decisions. So you did what's right for you. Okay. All right, cool. All right, disconnecting. Let's do a couple more questions. You know, okay, thank you from the bottom of my heart. You're more than welcome. Listen, guys, I know I'm a man. I know I'm a man, but 99% of my clients are women. And I have been dealing for the last 20 years with how do I say this in the right way? The shitty kind of lineup that has been created for women in this world and to this day, even. Um, and there's a lot of good men out there. I know that, but there's a lot of bad ones, and there's a lot of shitty ones. And I think people need to understand that the patriarch, in a lot of ways, has not done justice to women in any way. Okay, so on behalf of all men, I'm sorry, but when a guy is in his 60s or 70s or 80s and he's in a bad marriage, he just gets out of it. But at that age, that means people got married in a time when there was not equality. There was not the understanding of, women can work too and they could have a job and they can make their own money. That was not something that was pushed back then. In the 40s, 50s, 60s, get married, have kids, provide, in the household. Husband worked, husband did what he wanted, husband made the money. So what happens 20 years later, 30 years later when the marriage is just garbage, right? And the wife wants to get out. The woman wants to get out, but she can't. She's got no savings. She's got no job. She's got no way to create income for herself. So what do? They suffer. They sit in it. So when somebody does break away from it, I know it's a lot easier now. I know it's a lot easier now, but it's still not easier. It's not easier for a woman than it is a man, flat out. So I mean, I deal with that all the time in my readings. It's hard. It's hard to watch because they literally put me in the position of being the woman. They put me in the position of feeling that. And I'm like, wow, there's like no way out sometimes. And I never really thought about that in the past. And maybe this is not something I'm supposed to be talking about. I don't know. And I'm not an advocate for women, that's for sure. But I uh I sympathize for the situation. It's not fair. It should be 50-50, and it's never 50-50. It's usually 70-30 or 60-40 if we're, on a good day. But um, anyway. Uh, oh, okay. KP Calf was in a group reading 4 months ago, and I figured out what the 19th meant. It was so obvious, and I missed it. It's okay. It happens all the time. Don't worry about it. That's why I always tell people um, I don't get upset. So don't get upset. I don't get all like frazzled. Don't get frazzled. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I always tell people if they're like, no, I'm like, okay, write it down. No, okay, write it down. No, all right, stop saying no. Let me finish my sentence. Let me get the words out. There's no way you scanned your entire family and got every little piece of information in your head for you to be able to say no before I finish my sentence. That's all I ask for people. Like, just don't say no immediately. Just go like, well, let me think about that for a second. No, all right, then I'm fine with it. Um, Rach, yep, you told me and fiance watch out for shoulder in group reading. We both had shoulder issues a week later, both of us. All right. I mean, that's not great, but I prefer if I said, you're gonna be rich, right? All right, cool. Yeah, I'm having a shoulder issue myself right now. Monique says, you said something about an overdose in my reading and I couldn't place it. It was my dog who was given too much sedatives. That works. Dogs are people too. Hey, Jenny. Of course you laughed at it. Yes, write everything down. Very good advice. That's the best thing I could tell people. Write things down. Here's what you need to know. When a reading is happening, there's a 30% chance that your information is going to come from the past. There's a, well, 33%. There's a 33% chance your information is going to come from present. Those are the two things that you can acknowledge immediately because you know the past and the present. The one thing that we don't have access to is the future. So, but that's also the other 33% that makes up the whole. So it's past, present, and future all happening at the same time as far as spirit's concerned. So when they give things for validation, sometimes it's what happened already, sometimes it's things that you're dealing with in the moment, and sometimes it's things that haven't happened yet. But we always look at that as being wrong. We immediately say like, "No, I don't have that. It's wrong. I don't know what that information is." But don't do that. Just say, "Okay, I don't know what that is in the moment, but I'm writing it down because a week from now that could make sense." So that would be the future reference, okay? So that's a little bit of like a better understanding of like how we get information. I'm glad the dog's okay. All right. All right, guys. So I'm gonna be on here again soon. If you guys get a chance, go just check out my stand store link in the bio. I have private readings up. I think March is sold out. I have I don't know, I think April's almost sold out too. But I have some left in May, I think. I put a lot of readings up for the month. So I do have private readings available. Just go check that out. I have a Zoom group coming up on March 12th. Before this live, I only had 2 seats sold, so I have 8 more to go. And like I always tell everybody, if I have 2 seats sold in March 12th, I'll be reading 2 people. So go check that out. And also, I have my a couple of live events up for September. I know it's a little ways off, but those are up. I have Long Island, I have New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Baltimore, Maryland. So if you're interested in going to a live event, I'll see you there. It's a maximum of 60 people. That's it. And it's about 2.5 to 3 hours. And all of that's on my Stan Store link in my bio, okay? Yeah, Cynthia, I'm still doing TikTok, of course. I'll probably be on there tomorrow night. I'll probably be on there tomorrow night. All right, guys. I know we got a little heavy there for a little bit, but I appreciate you being here tonight. I hope this helped a little bit. And again, it's not always about just connecting with loved ones, right? Energy work is about everything. It's about daily life and things we have to deal with on a regular basis. So I hope this information helped a little bit. And I'll see you guys on here again soon, okay? Probably Sunday night. Probably Sunday night. So just so you know, all right? Probably like same time, 9 o'clock. Okay. You guys take care, all right? Have a good night.